You both did something in your careers that was similar but yet a little bit different. The similar being you both started your careers in New York, but Carrie, you were an LA girl that started here, and why did you go to New York?
Well, my mother went and did a show called Irene, and I went in order to be with her, and was a chorus girl for a year when I was 15 to 16.
In high school, yeah. Was that a decision that you thought about, you know, or was it just something you were going to do, or for your career purposes? Did you think that it would be better for you?
No, in those days, Mom knew best.
She knew best. Okay. But Billy, you're from the city, the Big Apple, and started there. Did you think that was a good place to get started on the stage rather than come out here and do films?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a great believer that if you're going to be an actor, you have to start on the stage. I think that's where you really you learn your craft and you develop your craft. You know, that is really primarily the actor's medium, and you know, the whole experience of dealing with the audience vis-a-vis is the best experience you could possibly get.
Well, maybe you could both comment on this, but I've heard Joe Campanella, who's a fine actor and now is a Los Angeles film actor, I guess. He gives young people advice that go to New York and learn the trade, and then if you do come to Los Angeles in films, that there'll be a respect for a New York actor. There's a different attitude there.
I think so. I think your best actors come out of New York City. First of all, New York is a very interesting place. I mean, there's a certain kind of urgency, a certain kind of immediacy about it that's good for your creativity. It's working on the five senses all the time. The moment you walk out of that door, I mean, you're confronted by everything. So it's always working all the time. So that and you know, and you're exposed to everything. I mean, New York is one of the great cultural centers in the world. And everything is there for you. And I think it's a great place for any kid to go and educate himself.
Carrie, how do you feel about that experience? Has it helped you as an actress?
Well, there's much more opportunity as an actor to work on the stage. I mean, there are more classes, there's much more excitement about the theater and so forth there than there is here. Really here, you would come here to work more in television and in film, more concentrated here. So I went there and I studied a lot there and still continue to study there. I live there now, so.
Place to learn. The film, Empire Strikes Back, I really did enjoy it. It's so nice to do an interview with people who are involved in something and you really did sincerely like it and enjoy it. I felt there was much more substance. I thought the acting was better in this one than in the first one. Have you heard much of this, that people are saying it's better than the first one?
Yeah, you hear a lot of that. Well, the characters are much more developed, the relationships between the characters, you get to know them better. So it's a much denser film. It's there's much more story, new characters introduced, new planets.
Yeah. Billy, is it true that you weren't really sure that you wanted to play this character of Lando?
Well, I keep hearing this all the time. No, but that's not true. No, I really wanted to play it when I was asked to do it. I met with Kirshner, and he came to my house and we sat down and we talked about a lot of things, and he talked about Lando, and of course when he said Lando Calrissian, I said, okay, that's great, you know, because it had a real flair to it.
The sound of that.
Yeah, and then he talked about the character, and I was really looking forward to it. I wanted to work with him, and I wanted to work with George Lucas, because with Kirsch I have tremendous respect for, and Lucas I feel is part of a whole new breed of filmmakers that I am really excited about, you know, and I'm always watching what they're doing next.
Is Lando, the character, like Billy D. Williams in real life, a character in transition?
Well, certainly any character you play, there are always aspects of that character that's true to you. But I'm an actor, and you know, and when I'm called on to do certain things, I try to do the best I can. I like Lando because he's charming. I think I'm rather charming.
Humble.
No, he's charming, cavalier. He's a bit of a rogue, which is all very interesting. It makes for an interesting character, and it creates surprises. He's unpredictable. You don't know what he's going to do from moment to moment. And then at some point you see where he really is in terms of the whole piece.
Could Lando be a Western bandit?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's a pirate. You know, he's Han Solo. They're old running buddies. They were two bandits together, really. Except Solo went his way, and he decided to run a place called Cloud City with this gas mining business.
Yeah.
You know, and become an administrator, respected, you know, wearing capes and things like that.
Could have been out in the Arizona desert someplace. Carrie, I know you're probably tired of asking. I got to ask you this. I know everybody's been asking you. Are you going to get married in the third one? And who is it going to be?
I don't know. That's not. George is writing all that now. I don't know if they even have marriage in space.
Yeah.
I figure I'll throw both Mark and Harrison what they call the carbon freezing chamber, make a mesh of both of them, and I'll have a scoundrel and this nice guy, and I'll have the perfect mesh of a guy.
Put them up as trophies or something. Yeah. Billy, there's a film that was they were doing in Tucson the last month called Stir Crazy, directed by Sidney Poitier, Richard Pryor, George Stanford Brown, Charles Weldon, a lot of the black actors that have worked in Roots. And just sitting around having coffee with them, they're really not happy with the situation in the industry today, that they feel that there really are not enough roles for blacks being written today. Do you want to comment on that?
Well, let me see if I can make this short. Now, my feeling is that when you're living in a world that's dominated by European Western values, which is in your cultures, and your literatures, and your psychology, it's in your everyday walk of life. Anything outside of that is like an alien being, so to speak, and that being has to find its way within that feeling. And it becomes a very difficult thing to do and a frustrating thing to do. I mean, when you're dealing in a system a place where you're not really necessarily wanted, but you're tolerated. I mean, it's difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know what has to be done. I think certainly that today most people deal with the effect rather than the cause, and I think that we should begin now thinking in terms of the cause, because in the horizon there are some very heavy things waiting for us that we will be confronted with, and